Welcome to Singapore Property Talk Law. Before we dive in, if you're enjoying this deep dive, please like it and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss the latest ones. Today, we're taking a focused look at a recent situation. It involves three Singaporean ministers, Ong Ye Kung, and Chee Tat.
Right. And a Facebook user named Rich Slung.
Exactly. He made some, pretty serious allegations online. There were photos involved, too, suggesting links between the ministers and Su Haijin, the convicted money launderer.
Yeah, that's the core of it.
So our goal here is simple. Understand the claims, the minister's response, and, crucially, the apology and how it was received. Let's get started.
Okay, so right off the bat, you have these Facebook posts from Rich Slung, and they weren't just vague hints.
No.
They directly allege that ministers Ong Ye Kung, Chee Tat, and Nin Chi Meng knew about Su Haijin's illegal activities. And even worse, that they sort of condoned them.
Wow, okay. Those are significant claims, directly questioning their integrity, really.
Absolutely. And, social media being what it is, these things can gain traction fast.
And the photos you mentioned? That probably didn't help clarify things, added a visual element, maybe open to interpretation.
Definitely could have amplified it, made it seem more concrete, perhaps.
So, understandably, the ministers didn't just let it sit there.
No, not at all. They responded quite firmly. All three sent out legal letters.
Legal letters. Okay. What did they demand?
A public apology, first off. They also wanted the posts taken down, withdrawn, and damages.
Damages, right. But they did say that money would go to charity.
Yes, that was stated. It underlines, that for them it was about clearing their names, not financial gain. It shows how seriously they took these allegations.
So the legal pressure was on. What happened next? Did Mr. Sting respond?
He did. He deleted several of the posts in question, and he issued an apology to all three ministers.
An apology. Okay, so that's a key moment.
A very crucial turning point, yes.
Now, how did the ministers react to receiving this apology? Was it uniform?
Slightly different approaches here. Let's start with Ning Chi Meng, the labor chief. He announced he wouldn't pursue any further action.
So he accepted the apology and decided that was enough.
Seems like it. He actually quoted parts of the apology in his statement, pointing out that Mr. Sting admitted the allegations were, and this is the quote, baseless, false, and completely without foundation.
And Sting promised not to repeat them.
Yes, undertook not to make similar false allegations again. So, Minister Ning basically said, to close matters and move forward, I do not intend to take any further action at this point. Case closed, from his perspective, it seems.
Okay. What about the other two, Ong Ye Kung and Chee Tat?
They also acknowledged the apology. They did it through a joint statement.
A joint one. Did they also say they wouldn't take further action?
Well, their statement acknowledged the apology, but it also took the chance to talk about a broader point, about the nature of their jobs.
Okay.
What was that point? They highlighted that as ministers, they meet a lot of people, constantly interacting with the public at events, meet the people sessions, community dialogues.
Right, those sessions where they meet residents directly.
Yeah.
Part of the job.
Exactly. And their point was it's just not practical or even possible to vet every single person they meet or get photographed with.
I see. So they can't guarantee they never encounter someone who might turn out to be a bad person, as they put it.
Precisely. They said it is not practical for ministers to ensure they never meet or have their photos taken with individuals who may be or potentially may be bad persons.
But they emphasize their own conduct.
Yes. They stress that the key thing is that they act properly and ethically in their duties, even while being accessible to everyone. It's a tricky balance, isn't it?
It really is. That public scrutiny, every photo, every handshake, a real tightrope walk in this digital age.
No doubt. Now, there was another element to Mr. San's apology.
Oh, what was that?
He mentioned facing financial hardship, said his business had closed. And because of that, instead of paying damages, he offered to do 300 hours of community service.
Community service as an alternative.
Yeah.
Okay. How did the ministers respond to that offer?
Well, that's interesting. The joint statement from Ong Ye Kung and Chee Tat acknowledged the apology itself.
But
it didn't mention the community service offer at all.
So silence on that particular point.
Yes. No comment on whether they accepted that specific offer or not. Their public focus was on acknowledging the apology and stating their position on public interactions.
Okay, so let's just quickly recap the outcome. Allegations made online, ministers send legal letters, apology follows.
Right.
Ning Chi Meng explicitly stops further action.
Yes.
Ong Ye Kung and Chee Tat acknowledge the apology, make a point about public life, but don't comment on the community service offer.
That sums it up pretty well. It
Yeah,
really highlights the whole process of dealing with online claims when you're a public figure.
definitely. It shows the steps they might take to protect their reputation when faced with claims they believe are false.
And the different ways closure can be sought, or at least publicly stated.
Precisely. And that brings us to the end of this deep dive. It leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? In this age of instant online information and sometimes misinformation, what does this specific outcome, the apology being accepted, but maybe with some nuances, tell you about accountability, reputation management, and how public figures have to operate today? Something to mull over.